All right, we had the home favourite, Joland and Neff. We've got some really good footage here from the Olympics. Pay attention, stay tuned. This is going to be a really, really interesting video. Joland and Neff grabbing the Swiss flag. It was a 1-2-3 Swiss threesome podium today. It was insane. It's 1-2-3 Swiss. The Swiss on the good sauce, that high carbohydrate, high sugar Swiss sauce. No Swiss stop today. Full stops pulled out by the Swiss. 1-2-3 podium. It was insane. I don't think, have you ever seen that before? I've never seen that before in the Olympics. But here's the thing, irresponsible. Look at no masks, no social distancing. Hope they got the clot shots, 3 rounds, booster shots, everything. Look at that. It's become a super spreader, just putting the risk of the entire Japanese nation at risk with, look at this health, just not following the health directions by the government, just masks off. They pulled off their face nappies. We're going to take a selfie for Instagram. Incredible, just putting the whole of Japan at risk and causing an uproar in Switzerland, the home of the face nappy there. So, the riders probably should be wearing masks in the race, I think, because they're very close. They're not really social distancing on the start line. So I think maybe social distance on the start line, social distance when you're passing, because they're breathing in a lot of the same air. So it's quite a bit of a super spreader event. So let's hope that no one gets the pangolin flu and has to have a day off work. But anyway, this is the deal here. Tokyo looks like a hot, wet, muddy day. Not too muddy though, but it's definitely some traction control issues. Some of the riders early on had some issues. The course is more technical because of the wet, and we know Joland Neff probably has the best technical game in women's mountain bike cross country at the moment. Would you say that? Would you say Yolanda is the ace, the Swiss princess, the Swiss queen in the mud technical section? It was a gnarly course. They brought back the ramp. The Swiss, interestingly sponsored by Assos. There's no zips there. There's no zips. So you see some of the Swiss riders there, they've cut a little vent, which I would do too. They've cut it, they've sort of ripped it, I don't know why there's not a zip there, because it's pretty hot. Marginal gains, So what the Swiss riders have done, especially Yolanda, she started the fashion trend. She's actually looked closely to the chest there, at her throat area. She's got a pair of scissors and just cut that jersey. Look at that, just cut it open there like that. So which is a smart thing to do. You want to have best breathing. We know this is a sport of oxygen, red blood cells, big red blood cells, very slim riders here, big blood volume. You've got to have the blood, you've got to have the sugar, you've got to have the water, and you've got to have that recovery in. Otherwise, you won't be lasting very long. So hour 15, about a minute gap between them all. Ukraine rider there. I think this is the third Olympics. I forget her name. I'm not good with the pronunciations here in Australia. We don't get taught that in school. But I don't get taught much in school in Australia here. But yeah, Dutchies not having the best day out. But again, not too much bad luck for the Dutch. They seem to be doing all right. The German girl. Again, this is a rich kid's sport and a lot of entitlement here, so a lot of tears on the finish line. But it's all good. Just you on a bike, relax. It's all good. So you can see there how the various riders have cut, ripped that jersey open a bit more, and Yolanda going for the marginal gains, standing a bit cooler, and unzipping it right off, cutting it. This is the Hungarian rider, I think the name is Vass. Very good rider, 19-year-old. Looks to be like Natasha. We've got the British girl there. And so yeah, see it's the physiology of the riders. They're all pretty similar physiology. They're all sort of petite in stature, around the similar height. There's not much discrepancy there in terms of weight. So power to weight's relatively the same. They're pretty similar. Yolanda's probably a little bit leaner in terms of body fat, but that doesn't really matter too much. It's all about the red cells. It's all about the red cells. If you've got the red cells, you're good to go. All right. So a lot of people focus on weight, and that's very, very important. But at this level of sport, red blood cells is the main thing. So if you've got your red blood cells good, you're good. This is Mr. William Frederick Blick. He looks pretty serious. I'm not sure if he's special forces or what's going on. He looks pretty serious. Not much joy in those eyes there. It's taking it pretty serious. Wearing his mask there, face snappy. I'm not sure that one's certified because there's a bit of a gap at the side there. So I don't know if that one's actually medically proven. Passes the double-blind random control study for face nappies. I'm not sure if that one's actually doing its job on a hot day here in Tokyo. So what I found is interesting is the riders are all, hugging and kissing and stuff like that. And then now it comes to the ceremony. They're following the rules now, like the social distancing, 1.5 meter gap. You've got the face mask on, the face nappy on. So you're covering your mouth, making sure you can't spread the pangolin flu. But moments earlier, we've seen these riders all mingling together. So I think this could be an issue for contact tracers. This could be a super spread event, jumping on the podium there. Energy, we love energy. But again, you're jumping around too much, you're spreading those air particles around. And look at this, this is interesting as well. Like the social distancing, sorry love, I can't put I know it's the Olympics, and I know the tradition is to put the medal on your neck, but we can't do that. You got to put it on yourself. So this is like the self-serve checkout at Coles or Woolworths or Sainsbury's, self-serve gold medals, self-serve bronze, silver. It's the self-serve Olympic medals this year at the Olympics. There's a flower there. Self-serve flowers, madam. Would you like a flower? Yep, pick one of those. Yep, thanks a lot. No worries. Good work. Good ride. I won't shake your hand. So social distancing. I know you girls are just hugging, sweaty, and getting on as before, but that's okay. We've got to follow the rules that don't make any sense. And that is Linda Indergrand from Switzerland. Bronze medal, women's cross country, 2020 or 2021 Tokyo Olympics. Is it 2021? I could be wrong with the date. I don't know. I don't look at the clock that much. But this is the Olympics, and the girls did a great ride. Not too many crashes today, really, that we saw on camera. Another Swiss rider here. Interesting colour of the tracksuit. What would you call that? I thought they would go on the full red tracksuit. I'm not sure why. Again, self-serve medal for the silver. Self-serve medal at the checkout there. It's all self-serve these days. It's all self-serve. It has some self-serve flowers as well. Got those from the gas station. No worries. Put it up in the air. Cheer it on. So there's not much sort of order and protocol, is it? We saw the women's the women's road. They pull their face masks off, their face nappies off. So I don't know. Was there a hot spot spread from that? Was there contact tracing issues with that? But I'm not sure what's going on. But apparently the athletes, if this is their last event at the Olympics this year, they have to leave the country within 48 hours. So it's like they've been there for a couple of weeks or whatever. But now all of a sudden, as soon as you get your medal done, it's like you have to leave in 48 hours. I'm like, well, why 48 hours? Why not 40 hours? Why not 60 hours? Like, who said 48 hours, and based on what science data is that? Self-serve gold medal. Damn, this is a self-serve Olympics, isn't it? Jeez. God, what do you got to get to put a medal on your neck these days? What do you have to do, You have to put your own medal on your neck. Jeez, this is a self-serve society. Joland and Neff, the cross-country queen there of technical ability. Doing it well, having a bit of emotion, as you would. Be a bit hard to breathe behind that bit of fabric there. Not sure if that's healthy, but you can see sucking it in. Hopefully they don't have an asthma attack. If I was up there, I'd probably pull the mask off and say I got a medical exemption. Pull out my note from a doctor that's crumpled up in the back of my jersey. And then just flash it onto the cameras there. But again, you probably wouldn't be invited back to Olympics ever again. You got to toe the line here. You got to play the rules, even though the rules aren't being played behind the scenes. But when it's on big time, prime time TV, you're going to put it out there for the sheeple to watch. This is all good. But this is the Olympics. We're raising the flag there. This is the Swiss flag. 1, 2, 3. Full clean sweep of the podium. That's as good as it's going to get. You'd have to be pretty happy if you're a part of the team on that day in terms of victory, happiness. But yeah, good to see. But yeah, I think Joland Neff was going to be one of the favourites today. I definitely picked her just because of the course. And she's also got the lightest bike from what I saw. She had the lightest bike today with Trek. Was that Trek Superfly? Pangolin Suit Special. It had the lightest frame, a little bit of suspension at the back, not too much, so pretty stiff on the climbs, and pretty good on the flats there. But again, with her technical skill, she probably didn't need the full suspension super rigs of the SDU. 29-inch wheels, correct me if I'm wrong on that one. And just a cadence the whole time, just really, really impeccable cadence. And this definitely, she was every lap, she was taking in water, she was taking in sugar, she would put a bottle over her head. So just constantly staying hydrated and carved up, making sure the body was keen to push. Because as soon as you miss a bit of carbohydrate, your central governor switch can kick in. You're like, I'm not really feeling this anymore. Look at that social distancing violation. Where's the COVID marshal? COVID marshal saying, here we go. This is what's causing the uproar in Switzerland. This is a super spreader behaviour right here. This is semi-shameful in Pangolin land. Look at that. Masks off, defiant. A stance of defiance. This is like crazy. This is these girls' next stop protest in Sydney on Saturday. Crazy. Look at that. Mask, putting it back on, putting the nappy back on. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense, does it? Like, take it off, put it on. Take it off, put it on. Here we now social distance. We're going to social distance. Now we're not going to social distance. I don't understand what rules they are or who's making the rules. Who's making these rules? Are they having any science between them? I don't know. So the Olympics is creating a big discussion. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I just act like one, but at certain times of the week. But it is interesting, isn't it? You know, so I think the Swiss, it's almost like, is this a political protest? They're taking off their masks. They're not social distancing. Japanese girl not social distancing. Look at that. That's not 1.5 meters. That's like 1.3. You know, look at that. Look at them. It's marching together. 1.1 centimeters, 1.1 meters, 1.3. They really got to get a rule in between these girls. You know, Swiss precision. I don't see much Swiss precision right now. I see social distancing violations. Whereas the Japanese police swoop down and clean up this. It looks a bit better now. That's maybe 1.45. Still 3 centimeter violation there. We could probably put a fine on these people. Got nail polish on. Every bit matters. What's going to happen next? She's conspiring. Ooh, well, look at this. Look at this. Total violation of social distancing. You know, the pangolin flu doesn't care if it's Olympics. All right, the pangolin flu doesn't care if you just won. It doesn't care if you got gold, silver, and bronze. The pangolin flu is coming for you. All right, it doesn't care if you had the double jab, the triple jab booster, the clot shots. It's coming for you. You know, it's all these people. Wouldn't surprise me if all these people in ICU tonight, as we speak. It wouldn't surprise me if they had fuller symptoms, ICU, and we at their ceremonies for funerals in a couple months' time. Very unfortunate the Swiss team did that. Congrats on the win, but I think the victory has been erased by this social distancing violation, and it's against the health directives. Thanks for watching. See you next video.